Here at 2-8, we do music with a mission, so every episode of Our Story, Our Time is going to feature music that is written for and from the recovery community. For tonight's episode, I had an opportunity to interview one of Indiana's very own Christian recording artists and speakers, Billy Ballenger. All right, so I am joined here with Billy Ballenger. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. What's going on? Thanks for having me on.
So glad to have you on, man. We've been wanting to interview you for a while as one of Indiana's artists who's been making music for the recovery community for how long now?
Should I say 20 years?
20 years? Come on, man. That's awesome. Well, we're going to get a chance to hear about that a little bit here as we get into this interview. You just got off tour with Winter Jam, didn't you? How was that?
There's hardly any words for it. I'd explain, how amazing that was, a miracle that I got on the tour. I just want to say this about the people behind the scenes at Winter Jam and New Song Ministries who founded Winter Jam 25 years ago. I got to spend a lot of time with them because I was on the road, for many, many weeks on the road this last winter with them. Great people. So we accomplished 31 shows, over 30,000 salvations, over 4,000 child sponsorships through Holt International took place through that tour.
That's amazing, man.
Just wonderful people, man. Just good people, and they really care. So it was good for me to be able to see that because I kind of been out, I guess you could say we all, depending on how you want to put it, kind of been doing my own thing for a long time, and so that was a new realm for me to go into. It's funny, for all these years I've been doing my own events and putting these on mostly, and so I hardly ever opened for anybody. I mean, and I'm fine with that. It was awesome. I mean, especially these guys, to be able to share the stage with them and have that opportunity, because I'm music with a message. I'm like you.
For those who are maybe new to your music, maybe they've never heard of Break the Gray and the work that you and your wife have done around the country, bringing hope to teens, can you just share a little bit about what it is that you do and how you got into that kind of work?
I guess, really you have to say that the foundation of what we do is sharing hope with people. And we do that through the speaking in the schools, the music. Jody just released the new book, Beautifully Unbroken, The Prostitute's Daughter, which I might add, stayed most of the month when she released it in January. Most of the month spent number one on Amazon for new releases, for Midwest biographies. I mean, the girl's never written a book before, just a favor of God. So we're sharing that testimony, bringing hope to people. Live out your dream.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to get a copy of that. I know you've been telling your story for a long time now and traveling around the country, using it to bring hope to others. Why don't you tell us the story of Billy Ballenger tonight?
Yeah. So adopted at age 3. My biological parents just had some issues, young people, having a kid and drugging and partying and things like that. I know they loved me, but so they had to give me up for adoption to my mom's sister. And so that's who became my mom and my dad. My aunt and uncle became my mom and my dad at age 3. I find this out when I'm 10, but and then they got a divorce. And then from there, I got the step parents in my life. And, a lot of kids talk about they can't hang with the step parents, can't handle that. And sometimes I guess what we don't realize is maybe the step parents can't handle you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a kind of both ways. But I kind of went through that. A lot of people go through that divorce. Some people don't have but one parent. Just kind of a broken home situation. But I do want to say this about my adoptive parents. And thank God for my biological parents that brought me into the world. But my adoptive parents, that's my mom and my dad. That's who raised me. They're both passed away. As a teenager, I start running away from home, run from this parent's house to that parent's house, running away, get incarcerated as a juvenile up in Wabash, Indiana at White's Residential Family Services. I get out of there, run away, and go move in with a girl that I met at White's. We get married when I'm 18 years old. By the age of 19, my house is raided by a SWAT team. I'm extremely violent. I'm hurting people. I'm being stabbed. My wife and I was talking about, I forgot that when I share my testimony, that I've literally been stabbed 6 inches from my heart. So it's just crazy, you think about that I'm still alive. But listen, bro, during these times of running away, trying to find my way as a kid, going to juvenile corrections, becoming violent in Muncie, Indiana, causing my house to be raided by a SWAT team where they take my daughter away. I lost custody of her. My wife gets sent to prison because I won't man up and take the blame for what I did. I go to prison. All of this was because I was trying to be somebody. Thank God for his mercy that lifts us all up during that. So that's my story, is that I finally, when I was 10, I did give my heart to Jesus Christ, but I didn't have no word in me. I didn't have no, I probably spent 10 minutes in the Bible. But I did become a Christian as a little kid, but I turned my back on God. I didn't realize it. I just was running. I was still searching, not knowing that he was right there trying to give me that hope and a future that he had for me, as it says in the book of Jeremiah. So when I went to prison, God blessed me, put people around me to teach me about the Lord, and I became super hungry for help, really. I cried out to God because I wanted out of prison early, And guess what? He did get me out early. But in that process of getting out 1 year early and my wife getting out 1 year early, we got custody of our daughter back, and still married today, bro, and all these things. And now living my dream that I had when I was 7 years old to stand on that stage. God gave me, when I was in prison, I was trying to figure out how to get out of prison early. So I started getting into the scriptures. I was trying to figure out how to get God to move my mountain. You know what I mean? And in the process, what happened is I fell in love with Jesus. So I know deep in my heart, there's just no other way to have any peace or hope but with Jesus. Now, I've made a lot of mistakes since then. I've had to go to God and say, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, And guess what? Each time he's like, of course I forgive you. Yes, I forgive you. You're forgiven. I forgive you, Now he picks you up and he says, now let's go do this. Let's go do this thing that's in your heart to do, And so I never returned to any drugs. I never, I was more addicted to people than anything. I was more addicted to that, and now I'm addicted to Jesus Christ. And but it is a lot of fun to get to live out the dream that you had when you were 7 years old.
I love that. Wow. So let's talk about music, man. Tell us about this new EP that you just put out.
Yeah, I just released the new EP. I just released it on the Winter Jam tour. So we're still in that mode right now. With COVID and everything, it's just kind of a weird world for all of us. And I've been one of the reluctant ones to spend so much time on social media. I just love a live audience. I love, the Bible talks about congregating together. I'm ready to get, like you, I'm ready to get back out on the road. So, we're still in the stages of releasing that right now. So it's a 5-song EP. I really believe in all the songs on the record, just really uplifting. I would have to say probably one of my favorites is Walking on Waves. That's the title track. And it talks about, just walking on the waves with Jesus. His feet were gliding, my hands were shaking, and just, I don't know, just those times when you feel like you can't make it, grab his hand and get out there and walk on the water. And so I'm super excited about the record. I love for people to go and listen to it. So yeah.
So tonight we're going to listen to the song that you released called Rise Up. Can you tell us about this song? What does it mean to you?
Man, this song came at the perfect timing for me. And actually, this is a song for today because it talks about it's not so hard, they say. You got to rise up today. People talk about it being hard, it being difficult. Somebody stole from you. Somebody stole your song. Somebody this, somebody that. But you got to find the strength to rise up. It's not so hard. And so the song came very timely area for me. I was praying about, Lord, do you want me to continue in music? And the Lord prompted me in my heart. The desire was still there. Go for it. So we just pulled out all the stops. I told my guitar player, I said, here's the deal. I said, we are going to find the right producer for this next record. And God supernaturally connected me with my new producer. And for the Walking on Waves EP, it was Aswan North of the Paper Tongues. But when I first met him in Atlanta, the first day we met, we went over to somebody's house, one of the writers of the song Good, Good Father. And so we're in the house, and they play a demo for the song Rise Up. And nobody had released it yet. And they playing this demo, and I'm like, I knew that was a song that God had created just for me. I thought, I got to have that song. I got to have it. Ours is, we've always presented music with a message. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, we released Rise Up and as a single, and then also released it with the EP. But when Winter Jam came along, it just really ended up being a hallmark song that was a real ministry song. It was right in the middle of my set. I was able to talk about our testimony and then flow right into Rise Up. I don't know, man. It's just one of those songs that it's not something you think, oh, that's a cool song. Everybody else is going to love it. I'm over it. I'm never over it. It's like, it still does to me that what it did to me then. So I encourage people to listen to this and really think about it, because it's for them. They can make it. You know, it's not just a song. It's not a song that's like, okay, let this be a great song that's going to promote, you know, Billy Ballenger or Jody Ballenger or their music. Let it be a song that is going to cause people to really, truly rise up. So.
If you're watching this tonight, make sure that you go check out Break the Gray and Billy Ballenger Music. These guys are amazing, going into schools and are helping teens make some real-time decisions. So where can people find your music, man? Where can they find more information about you online?
They can look up Walking on Ways or Billy Ballenger on Spotify, of course. Also add us, on Spotify, but you go to Instagram, Billy Ballenger Music, and Facebook is the same as well. Or they just go to the website and find everything they need at billyballenger.com. If they're interested in giving to the nonprofit, I mean, this is a big help. We get a chance to really reach out to a lot of different areas around the country. And we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. They can give on there and find information about how to do that at breakthegray.com.
Brother, thank you so much for taking time to do this interview. I can see that you're in a hotel room because you're on the road like you always are. So really appreciate you being a part of this episode, man, and